Hey guys, Dr. Patrick Price here, and welcome to a beautiful day outside today. So I hope you're enjoying the sunshine. We've been a lot of cloudy, rain, cold lately, and spring is just around the corner. And as you notice here, that the plants are kind of coming out a little early. Usually it's March, April, and this video we're making here in February in 2020 is plants are already blooming. We already have flowers, already have a lot of things coming up in my little garden at the house. And so it's too soon, it's too early. If you look at your farmer's almanac, times usually like this happen later. Spring happens with the equinox, which happens in March 21st, it happens somewhere around there. So the weather's kind of has Mother Nature mixed up a little bit, as you notice outside. But I'm making this video today because I also want to talk about another event that's happening right now, and that's called Mercury Retrograde. Now, a lot of people don't pay attention to the stars, the astrology, things like that. Some people say it's not even a real science. We'll tell that to the Mayan Indians who watch all the universe changing around us all the time, which our farmer's almanac comes from, is the Mayan calendar, which shows when to plant your crops, when to do things with your cattle, when to even cut your hair, when to have a surgery. Because if you guys are having even a dental work in your mouth, remember this. Certain cycles of the moon, when you look at the farmer's almanac and study of astrology, you may bleed more. It may be a time during a full moon when your body will bleed and bleed uncontrollably and not be like a normal surgery. So when you have something done to your body, check the farmer's almanac, check astrology, check someone who studies this quite extensively, and understand there's times to cut your hair to make it stop growing, there's times to cut your hair to make your hair grow longer. And these are all based on the moon cycles. So this kind of technology, well, not technology, let's say science is a better term for this, has been around for a long time. And the ancient Mayan calendar has been there forever and ever, thousands of years. So why should we not follow that? And looking at also the cycles, if you're Muslim, you look at when to have Ramadan, based on the moon cycles. So religious phases of fasting and things like this are based on usually moon cycles. So look at your astrology, find out who you are, your body type. Like if you're born a certain month, you look at the sun sign, who you are on the inside to yourself, and then your rising sign, or what the reflective side, like the moon cycle, look in there, and astrology tells you how people see you. The reflective mean how people appear to view you in their eyes. And this tells you a lot about a person. And on the doctor side, you know, every country I've been to, I've been to probably a dozen countries, is every medicine person, people who are naturally of the land, they study the stars, they study the moon. It's ancient science. So pay attention to it more and you'll understand what's going on with yourself in your life. But understanding that on the doctor's side, once again, is knowing if you're born at a certain time, what organs are predominant. If you're an Aries person, born towards the end of March, April, you are run off your adrenal glands. Your adrenal glands are most predominant to you. And if you know anybody born during this time, that's that person who will burn themselves out. The word morning to evening, they won't sleep until a project is done, and literally burn themselves out because they have strong adrenal glands. But they also are the ones known to burn their adrenal glands out. And their head and face are the most sensitive parts of their body. It's kind of like touch my head or don't touch my head for these people. Or on the other end of the spectrum, you look at the Pisces. They're run by their kidneys. They have to take care of their kidneys. And their feet are most sensitive to them. They can stub a toe and boy, really bother them. Right? So looking at who you are, you understand more where you're coming from and where you're going. But I like to look at a patient right away and look at their chart and see when they're born and tell me a lot about that person and where I need to focus my attention. And usually a person is having issues with the area that they're most dominant. Like a Virgo person, someone born in the September area, usually has a very strong liver. Meaning, if a doctor gives them a medication, they have to give them usually double the medication to make it work. That's why they can have 1 shot tequila, 2 shot tequila, and you can't keep up with those people. So they have a strong liver. So that means as they age, they have to predominantly pay attention to their liver. That means they need to do these liver flushes we talk about all the time. So if you don't take care of that body part, you become really ill. Where you look at someone born after that, the Libras, in that time, these people are highly sensitive to smells. They can just smell something, get them an anaphylactic shock almost. They're so sensitive to even medications they take. They don't need but a tiny bit of something. And this is where the medical world bases it based upon your weight. So if you weigh like 90 to 100 pounds, like some small females, and can do 6 shots of tequila to your 1, would you not say weight probably has nothing to do with this person? It probably has more to do with their, when they're born, their chart, their liver. Because like a Libra, for example, homeopathy works great for these people. But as you know right now, homeopathy is under attack. It has been removed from the market. Most of the ones that work with heavy metals and pesticides and these things, good luck finding a company that's making that product. It has been yanked from the shelves. So guys, you need to get involved. You need to learn how to make homeopathy yourself. Take a course, take a class, get certified, and just make your own. That's very simple. But today I want to discuss at the end of my talk is Mercury retrograde is here until March 10th. And that way, if you feel like your world is upside down right now, if things are hectic, if you feel misunderstood right now, you feel like I'm saying go left, but the person keeps going right. Well, good luck, because right now when Mercury appears to go backwards, the planet, or planets go left around, when they look like they're going the opposite way, it's called retro. But actually, it's an illusion. It's an illusion. It's other planets are moving faster around the others. And with that, it's the planet of communication. So if you're not communicating well with your boss, your employees, your husband, your wife, your kids, understand why. It is Mercury retrograde. It happens 3 times a year. This time I believe it actually comes 4 times a year. People look at it as a bad time. I don't look at it as that at all. I just look at it as a time, it kind of shakes up your world. So if there's a part of your life that's not working, if you find your relationship, your job, finance, any part of your life that seems to be stuck, when you move into retrograde, it makes this chaos come into your life. And when this happens, it moves things that are stuck. And you'll see yourself moving in a different direction. But don't resist the change. Don't resist moving in a direction that doesn't feel comfortable. It's like the ocean. The tide will take you out, and if you swim against the tide, what happens? You drown. So what are you told to do when the tide takes you out? To swim a different direction, right? Don't swim against it. You'll just go out further and further. And that's how Mercury retrograde is. It takes you out to a place that's uncomfortable. It takes you to a place in your life that you've never been before, possibly. And so allow it to do that. Don't resist to change. And then you'll see whatever problems you're having, or I like to say challenges you're having, you'll see it end up working itself out, and you'll see yourself in a new place, a new job, working things out differently in a relationship, maybe be in a new relationship, a new job. But definitely it's not a time to begin anything new. So don't start a new job. Don't start a new relationship. Don't start new projects. If you're working on a project with yourself, don't start it now. Use this time to continue a project that's already in progress. So that project, maybe it got stuck, and so now it's the time to shake things up and make your project move on. And that's how it works for me. When I get stuck, when I'm writing articles, writing another book, I'll get stuck like anybody else, and retrograde comes along, and all of a sudden the doors open and information comes right through. I'm able to continue that progress. So use this as a good time, guys, as an indicator. Things that come up during this time is what's going on in your personal life. And you'll see it shows you the things that you're supposed to work on. So whatever is sticking out like a sore thumb, that's something that maybe you've been ignoring for a long time, or a situation you've been ignoring. So use the time useful to pay attention to that part of your life and make adjustments, and you'll see things work out smoothly. Okay? All right, guys, I'm Dr. Patrick Price, the Body Detective, and I'm here today talking about astrology and the Mercury retrograde. March 10th, it ends. It goes direct, they call it. That doesn't mean things magically turn around. People in traffic will still be driving crazy, pulling in front of you, especially this Houston traffic. You'll see people really driving erratically because it makes more radiation hit your brain. When more radiation hits your brain, those little receptors, those little signals don't function quite right. So it is a technological thing when you're talking about your brain and electricity, how it functions. It makes the brain misfire. Oh, one other thing, don't buy new things like electronics. Don't buy a new car. It will always turn out to be a lemon during this time. Don't sign a contract. People don't see everything in the contract. So pay attention to this time, use it to move things, and your life will work out much better for you. Don't resist the change. Once again, Dr. Patrick Price, you guys have a great day. Over now.